Hi, welcome to my story. This is Fatima Valerio, and this is Jeanette 234 Decoding Blackness in Canada. There is a saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, I guess that was not true for me when I was growing up. I came from the beautiful country Philippines, but unfortunately and sadly, beauty comes from a westernized perspective. White supremacy is still one of the dominating ideologies in the Philippine society. So, when I was growing up, beauty for me was fair skinned, blonde, defined tall nose, and a slim or petite body. Everything I was and still am not today. So, I was thinking, where was this ideology of mine about beauty coming from? Where did it come from? And I can use the concepts I learned from Jeanette 234 Decoding Blackness in Canada to realize and critically think where this ideology is coming from. So I would like to look at history, just like what Black people in Canada underwent. They went through slavery. That's why until today, white people still think that they're dominant over Black people. So in my case, Philippines was colonized by white people for over 300 years. First, were colonized by the Spaniards, next by Americans, and lastly by Japanese. So as you can see, all these countries, they're white men and women. So in 300 years, it was instilled in our minds that beauty should be white, tall, petite, tall nose. But using critical race theory, it's a framework that examines the intersection of race, power, and the legal system. It argues that race and also my idea of beauty when I was growing up is not a personalized attitude. It doesn't come from me. It has been institutionalized and it's systemic, and there should be a social action should be done. And lastly, I would like to look at the role of schools in eliminating racism, especially because I am in the field of education. First, I hope that there's a curriculum that encourages discussions about race and racism. For example, open discussions about skin color, the kind of hair you have, if you're tall or short, it doesn't matter. We're all equal. And second is the increase in teacher training. Who educate children? Teachers. So they should be educated and open minded about race and racism. And lastly, I hope that schools offer safe, healthy, and inclusive environment that offers growth for everyone. So, why do we need to address the concern about race and racism? And for me, my concept of beauty when I was growing up, because there's racial trauma, and this racial trauma is a serious thing. It refers to the emotional impact of stress and anxiety related to race, racism, bias, exposure to media that creates a stereotype, and it gives hurtful comments and barriers to advancement. For example, in my case, when I was growing up, all the advertisements featured white men and women. So when I was growing up, I thought that I was so ugly and not beautiful. So, as you can see in the picture, I faced different physical, emotional, mental, and social challenges. I had to lose weight and I had to whiten my skin. I wanted to be seen as beautiful and attractive. So, I was skipping dinner and I was saving up some of my money from my allowance just to buy whitening cream and soap. So, what's the solution? It should There should be allyship, advocacy, and activism. So, for me, allyship involves using your privilege to support and amplify the voices of the marginalized communities. Second is to advocate to speak up and defend the rights of the marginalized groups, and to become active means taking action. Just like this assignment, I hope that this can enlighten minds of people. So today, I believe that a true Filipina is beautiful. We're naturally short, brown skinned with curves. And today I'm confident to tell anyone that there's no dominant culture. Therefore, skin and color or body shape nor height should never be the basis of beauty. According to Marcus Garvey, black skin is not a badge of shame, but rather a glorious symbol of national greatness. Thank you. I hope you find this informative and inspiring. So let's spread equality and equity. Black is beautiful.